Closed captioning for the Casey Malone Show is sponsored by Hunter Stevens Land Title Agency. Integrity, service, and commitment you can trust.
Oh yeah, Casey Malone is serving up local. It's time for the stories of our region, the tastes, the sights, the sounds, and the people in and around the valley. Get ready for some local flavor on the Casey Malone Show.
Today we feature the Braceville African American Heritage Museum. Small town, big history. And I prepared Gladys Bourdain's baked mac and cheese. But first, we visit a rehearsal for the upcoming show, Amanda. This is Donna McCauley, and you may have seen her daughter Amanda on billboards, and she is the subject of a play that is coming to Powers Auditorium down at Dayor. I had no idea how powerful this show is going to be. I mean, it is a love letter to your daughter. And it's a cautionary tale. You are educating parents about addiction. You call it the F word. But fentanyl is not just an additive to drugs. You can also be addicted to fentanyl itself. And your daughter, unfortunately,
got addicted to it.
Became addicted.
Right.
She was only 27 when she passed. When did this addiction start? At like what age, and when did you notice there was something different about Amanda?
Well, she was given a Xanax that was laced with fentanyl in Los Angeles, and I believe that's when it all started. And the roommate called me and said that something was changing with Amanda. So I went out there, and Amanda did know that it got laced, but she got addicted to it immediately. That drug is so powerful that it just takes over you. And when she passed, there was only a speck of fentanyl in it. A speck. And that's pretty much the term that a toxicologist said, is there was that it takes that much to kill you. You cannot relapse. That's how powerful it is. So.
You lost Amanda back in 2023. Immediately you started a crusade to make sure this doesn't happen to anyone else.
Right.
You want to educate everybody. You want to start in the grade schools. You've been very vocal. You're not shying away from it, which I think so many people find it to be, stigmatizing or embarrassing. And you were very out there saying this could be your child next.
Right, and when I finally realized what they mean when they say if I save one child. Well, I'm like, I gotta save a lot more than one. But if somebody did this for me, it could have been my Amanda. One is all it takes. If I save one life, that would be.
So Amanda graduates from high school, becomes a model, America's top model.
National American Miss, top model. She won that, and that's when I felt like she had something special. She went into the acting. She was very good at the acting.
And then she goes out to LA.
Yes, and she signed with an agency and a manager. And then she's a likable girl. She got to start getting invited to all the parties, and which is not just LA. There's, it's bad. It's bad everywhere. The drugs are bad everywhere. But yeah, she was having a good time. Life was good. I knew though right away when she passed, I don't know, I didn't realize that people give you money when somebody passes, and I was given so much money. I started the nonprofit right away, and I thought, okay, I need to do something, and I don't have time. I gotta start right now. I gotta save kids. So I'm doing a big production with the play because I would like to have all the educators there. I want opinions on it. What can I change? Because I want to give this script to the schools.
And I do think that they are quick to medicate children.
Yes.
And then they have no problem taking other medication because at a young age they may have been hyper or whatever, ADD. And then it just...
It's just almost like, oh, okay, yeah,
okay,
well, I
it's
take
another
that.
job. I had to do
right.
that. So this, what
Yes.
is the title? If people want to go
Oh,
online and
AM
find
Wake
out
Up
more.
Call. Thank you. AMWakeUpCall.org. AM is, I say it's a wake-up call, an AM wake-up call you never want to get, but Amanda's initials, Amanda McCauley,
Right.
AM wake-up call. And that's where you can purchase tickets. You can go to amwakeupcall.org. It takes you straight to the Powers Auditorium website. I'm here. I'm here to stay, and I'm going to do this. I would love for Youngstown to support me and
support your mission.
we have great people in Youngstown. We got a lot of talent, and we're going to do this as a team. This is not about me. This is about change, and I'm counting on Youngstown to come through for me, because after this, then we're going to take it on the road. I've already gotten asked to go to Akron.
The music is beautiful.
The music's beautiful. They
actors
will have the music. This
are
is for this
talented.
play.
And it will be a wake-up call.
It will be a wake-up call, and it's going to be a life-changing play. You know, I have live singers and dancers and models that...
You're going through all the phases of Amanda's life.
Yes.
And I think you have a guardian angel up there, and I am sure it's going to make a huge difference to her.
Yeah.
It really is.
Thank you. I hope people come see it.
They will.
Yeah.
They will.
I
We're
promise.
going to make sure everybody comes.
Thanks.
Do
'cause
not miss the show.
it's going to be up and down. It's, you're going to go through it with the play. But it's also leaving there. We got to live. We got to keep going. So anybody that is struggling or had lost a loved one to this, it's horrible. But we have to keep living, and we have to talk about it. I say, I am so proud of my Amanda right now. I am not ashamed of her at all. She lived. That girl lived life, and she loved life. She loved people. She was good to people. She was feisty. She was fun, and I'm more proud of her now than I ever. When she passed, and I was having nightmares that she was passing away, and I'd wake up and I'd be like, because it was so real, I'd be like, oh, and then I'd be like, oh, she's still alive. But when it really happened, I was woken up and my daughter screaming, and I just started praying. But I knew instantly, I just knew instantly, I thought, okay, God, I know you took her because she was struggling, she wasn't gonna get better. And I thought, there's gotta be a reason you took my beautiful baby girl that's so full of life. And I feel like he chose my family to do this. He really did. It's crazy, because she said, Mom, she says, my 20s, I messed up my 20s, but I'm gonna do really good in my 30s. I'm gonna do it, and she is, because she's gonna be 30 this year.
The Casey Malone Show will be right back with more local flavor. This is Senior Solutions, brought to you by the Reese family, the owners of Briarfield Healthcare Centers. This new series will explain care programs available to your family. Right now, we're at Briarfield Place in Boardman. Do I have to have my doctor come here to check my progress, or do you have doctors on staff?
We have a medical director in each skilled nursing facility who will follow you while you are rehabbing at our facility, and then communicate with your primary care physician your progress and any updates.
And then that will determine how long I need rehab and if I can or can't go home.
Yes, the physician will be a part of that, as well as the team of therapists, the nursing staff, social services, the dietitian. It's a whole team approach that will determine what is the best option for you after rehab.
Briarfield knows you have lots of questions, and they have the answers. With Senior Solutions, you'll have a clear understanding of Briarfield's care programs.
At Window World, family is the heart of our business.
And we're committed to giving you the family treatment too.
From your free estimate to installation and long after, whether replacing windows, entry doors, or the siding you've dreamed of.
We promise to treat your home like it's our own.
It's what we've stood behind for all these years, and for years to come, we'll continue to say,
Not only do we stand behind our windows,
we stand on them.
GABA Camp is open year-round for adults with disabilities and their families. GABA Camp is compliant with the ADA for accessibility. A paved wheelchair path provides scenic and recreational opportunities for everyone. We still have much more to offer. GABA Camp is a 501c3 for the betterment of people with intellectual, physical, and developmental disabilities from all walks of life. Donate now. Your help is needed. Giving is living.
Weight loss goals aren't one size fits all. At Hurricane Health and Wellness, we understand the struggle. We've been there too. That's why we offer the most popular, effective weight loss medications at an affordable price. Look and feel your best today with Hurricane Health and Wellness.
It's patio season at Carmela's. Enjoy our family's traditional Italian favorites and creative daily specials. We're open for lunch and dinner Monday through Saturday. Carmela's on Western Reserve Road in Boardman.
You better come on in my kitchen.
Today I'm going to share a really great recipe with you. I love macaroni and cheese. It is the perfect food. It's cheesy and creamy, and the noodles. Well, it does take a little bit of work when you make it from scratch, because you have the roux, then you have the cheese and all the different milks and all that stuff. But I found this recipe. It is from Gladys Bourdain. It is Anthony's mother, and it's called baked macaroni and cheese. And it is so quick, easy, and simple that you might start making it this way all the time. Very few ingredients. You're only going to use the pot that you boil the noodles in, and then the baking dish. That's it. Those are all the dishes that you're going to dirty up. So I've made this a few times. It's really good. It's easy, and I am excited to share it with you. So let's go over the ingredients, and we are going to make Gladys Bourdain's baked mac and cheese. For this recipe, you'll need 1 pound of short macaroni, like an elbow, penne, or shells, 3/4 teaspoon of salt, pepper to taste, 16 ounces, about 4 cups of shredded sharp cheddar cheese, 2 tablespoons of stick butter, and 1 quart, 4 cups of whole milk. Preheat your oven to 400 degrees. I've got the water boiling, so I'm going to drop in my noodle. It's a cavatappi. It's like a little springy elbow. And cook it 3 to 4 minutes under what they recommend. This is 11, so I'm gonna cook this for about 7 minutes. Well, I drained the noodles and I greased the pan, and we will now start assembling this. It's almost like a scallop potato. You do it in thirds. So you're gonna take about 1/3 of the noodles. That looks about right. And then you will salt and pepper. And we're gonna add about 1/3 of the cheese. All right. And a reminder, I've told you this before, you know, they put additives in those pre-shredded cheeses. And I know it's an extra step, but make sure you do your own shredding, because it really does make a difference with the melt. There's some kind of additive to make sure that the cheese doesn't stick together. And then you just throw in a few dollops of the butter. All right, randomly do that. Then we're gonna make another layer of the noodles. Okay, there we go. And we spread that out. So now it's finished. We've got the 3rd layer on, and we're just gonna add a little more salt. Remember, you can always pass it at the table. Pepper, I do love my pepper. And then the final cheese drop. So we put this, got it evenly spread all over. And remember not to tamp this down, because then it will get really condensed and it'll be like a brick. So you don't want to tamp it down. And I know I've got cheese everywhere. I spill it, and then we're gonna do the butter. And we'll just drop that. And it melts really nice and distributes. And then the last of the butter. And now the milk. Now she calls for 4 cups. That might be a bit much for this dish. Last time I made it, it took about 3.5. And all we do is just pour this over. You don't want it to run over. Well, I finished it. Okay, all the cups made it this time. And then I'm gonna throw it in the oven for 45 minutes to an hour. Now, I like it a little crispy on top. So we're gonna check it at 45, and if it's, you know, done enough, we'll pull it out. And if you like it really crispy on top, you can always stick it under the broiler for a few minutes. But we're gonna start checking this at 45 minutes. Ta-da! There it is. Now, I like it crispy on top, so I let it go for an hour. You, if you like it a little softer, might only be good for 45 minutes. So, but look at that. Is that a nice looking dish or what? And what I really like about it is it's one and done. You put it in the pan and oh, see all that goodness. It's the perfect food. I love macaroni and cheese. I love it. So it's nice, it's piping hot. I took a little bit of the crisp stuff. It's terrific. It really is. Now, I made it exactly as Gladys made it, but you could do any of the additions. Sometimes I put like a little Cajun seasoning in, or I talked to my girlfriend Rennie. She likes to put in chopped jalapenos, you know, whatever you want, but that is the basic recipe. Of course, different cheeses too. So go to my website, CaseyMaloneShow.com, and look for the baked macaroni and cheese, because I really think this is a convenient way to do it without dirtying a bunch of pots and pans. And I think the perfect accompaniment, just good old lemonade. Perfect with macaroni and cheese. Go to my website, look for this recipe. You're really gonna love it. The Casey Malone Show will be right back with more local flavor.
Hi, I'm John Stanko.
And I'm Robbie Fellman from Boardman Subaru, home of the safest, most award-winning vehicles on the road today.
With 5 IIHS top safety picks, while having the longest lasting vehicles in the industry and being rated #1 in product quality.
Come and feel the difference for yourself in the Subaru Outback, with rates as low as 0.9%,
award-winning vehicles, and award-winning service.
Only at Boardman Subaru, just south of Route 224 on South Avenue.
For over 75 years, Kamara Jewelers has been the destination for quality jewelry. Our collection has a piece for everyone, in every occasion. Whether you're starting a new chapter, celebrating a milestone, or showing appreciation for the special people in your life, you can find a piece that reflects your love. At Kamara, we're about timelessness. Our jewelry isn't just for special occasions, it's for everyday moments that deserve a touch of elegance.
Get real, get Kamara.
I'm Elizabeth Bernard. For more than 30 years, I've provided our Valley with sound legal advice. My associate Jennifer Rigetti and I will be your legal representatives if you're involved in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident. Don't try to handle it yourself. We'll navigate the red tape of dealing with doctors, medical insurance, and all the obstacles that you'll face. Remember, there are no upfront fees on personal injury cases, and hiring a lawyer does not mean you have to go to court.
Call attorney Elizabeth Bernard, local legal experience for more than 30 years.
Locally sourced is good, whether it's ingredients or a bank, and that's why my bank is Farmers National Bank. Since 1887, Farmers has remained rock solid through every economic condition. Having a bank with a history of safety, soundness, and conservative management is a must. It all boils down to this. You need a bank that will help you reach your goals. I do too, and Farmers is mine. Farmers National Bank, rock solid. I'm here at the Braceville African American Heritage Museum, better known as BALM, and the project manager here is Terry Shavers. And this would be the newest museum to come to our area in quite a while.
I think it's the only African American museum in Trumbull, Mahoning, Stark, and several other counties, Portage included. A group of us get together, we have community reunions, and so that community reunion was in 2021, if I'm not mistaken. So they said that what we should do is we should try and find a way to preserve the African American history of our community. Otherwise, the history will be lost.
What makes Braceville, so significant for this museum?
We think that the African American community in Braceville was the largest rural African American community in Ohio at one point in time. My mom and dad were a little bit of historians, my mom in particular. She saved all newspaper articles. She would cut the newspaper articles out of the newspaper. My dad was a photographer, right? And he liked to take photographs, and we had probably 34 photo albums. So it was a good foundation to start this. So that makes it a little bit personal, but I think that the overall objective was just to be able to preserve the history of the entire community. This community also has what we think was the first recorded African American in Trumbull County, 1830 census. So there is no other primary evidence that there's a person in Trumbull County, African American in Trumbull County prior to that.
1830?
1830 census. And we have 3 standing Underground Railroad houses in Braceville today. So there is evidence that there was Underground Railroad activity in the community.
So Annette, you kind of started this whole thing with the Braceville Blessings. You got all these people together, and that's how it all came to be.
Well, it was a joint effort, and it started during COVID. And we donated money, and we bought supplies, and we put them in a basket, and we put them outside the doors, mostly of seniors.
How did you find all these people that you knew needed some help?
Well, they were all people I grew up with. It was a neighborhood. All the people are from Braceville. It's 7 of us. 2 of them are from Warren, Pastor Heller and his sister, Yvelda. So we all got together and we donated money, and me and my sister, we went shopping and we bought supplies, cleaning supplies, food, dry goods, and things like that. And Terry and Gwen, and we all just delivered around the neighborhood.
That's
and
really
then we
nice.
Adopted a classroom. In fact, the girl she went to our church, and we went to her classroom, asked what we could do, and we bought supplies and delivered them to the school.
And you're also the president of this fine organization, Madam President. And so you're pretty busy.
Not so much as them.
Well, there are so many moving parts to how all these things came to be. But you and Pastor Heller really started with the videos of the original residents that were still around. Why did you start interviewing all these people?
Well, Pastor Heller would come to church and tell all the stories that he heard from the older residents in the community. And it was so exciting, and I thought, this guy really loves Braceville. So I said, what do you think about us going and videoing them? And so he set it up, and we just started videoing them, and we would go for a little short video, and it would turn out to a couple hours of just stories and fun and just wonderful memories. Brian Broom, he's a Kirkus Award winner in 2022. He wrote Punch Me Up to the Gods. We've got Guys, the pit master of barbecue sauce. He's in Braceville.
First one to do the sugar-free, on the shelves, right? I've never seen sugar-free barbecue sauce. But Guy?
Yeah, and his brother is the one that produced the film.
Okay, when they said, heard Hughes, I didn't realize that. And so now you have a movie coming out.
Yes.
And how did you piece that together? Because you had so much content.
Ronnie Hughes, who produced a movie called Gandy Hopper years back, and Terry Shavers, worked on that, and it took them about 2.5 years
I bet.
to put everything together. And I don't know how they did it, but it has turned out to be an amazing documentary.
I mean, you have really taken this little community and really brought it out for everyone to understand, that's just a huge feat. Well, this room has everybody from Braceville that is involved with sports, and you have a lot of famous people, Ted.
A lot of relatives in this room, but the one noted person, of course, is Ernie Shavers.
Right? That is a great portrait of him.
Yeah, and of course he fought Muhammad Ali, Larry Holmes, and Jimmy Young. My dad, Ted Toles Jr., he played in the Negro Leagues. My uncle Walter, he ran at Ohio State. He went to Braceville, of course. In 1958, he won 3 running events, the 100, 220, and the 440. And that was the first time it had been done since Jesse Owens had did it in 1935, I think.
Ted Toles Jr., he's my uncle, but he's a Negro League Hall of Famer. He played for 14 different teams in the Negro League. People either they like baseball, tennis, track. So when people get involved in those types of things, and they have to work together as a team, they always form they have a sense of unity and community. And that's the basis of Braceville. The unity in our community was so strong. I was everyone else's child in the community.
Everyone was looking out for
you.
they
were looking out for me. They could give me instruction. That is what this little community of Braceville that I grew up in had that was so special. It was love, it was discipline, it was hard work. The unity that we don't see in communities today is something that forms, and there's a bond of love, a bond of support, and so I think that's what our community had that made it so special.
The Casey Malone Show is sponsored in part by Denise and John York and the DeBartolo Corporation.